Bringing media into Final Cut Pro from your camera or your deck is called ingesting. There are essentially two ways to do that. One is to capture, which is for tape-based material, and the other is to transfer, which is for disc-based material. Let's look at capturing first. Because I'm going to be capturing from a camera, the first thing you want to do is, after you've started up the camera and put it in playback mode, is to go to the View menu, go down here to External Video, and go to Refresh AV Devices. This basically makes the application look and see what devices are connected. After you've done that, go up to the File menu and go to Log and Capture, or Command 8. It brings up this dialog box, and what I'm seeing here is actually the camera. And the controls here will play back the camera. It's going to go into a project called Capture, and this is the reel number. Every reel that you shoot of tape should be separately numbered or named or identified in some way, and that identification, which should be written on the actual tape or a label on the tape, should be put in here. So I'm going to call this Capture 1. You can't actually put a name for your clip in the name section here, but you can in the description. So if I write in the description here, Shot 1, that will be put into the name. I can also add in a scene number or take number, or I could add in an angle here if I'm doing multi-camera shooting. These two tabs back here give you some controls. We just go back to the Capture tab here. This lets you change your settings if you need to, change your scratch disk. In the clip settings, there isn't really much you can do in here other than you can set this to capture video or audio separately. This is handy if you've recorded a narration track, for instance, on your camera, and you only want to capture the audio. You don't need to capture the video. Obviously, the audio takes up much less space. I'll turn those both back on. There are essentially three ways to capture, and they're defined by these three buttons here. The first way is the Capture Now button, which is basically you put the camera in play, press the Now button, and it starts sucking in material. So I'll just do that. Click the Play button. And once you start seeing the video here, you can click on the Now button, and it will start capturing. And it will keep capturing until either it runs out of tape, you run out of hard drive space, or if you press the Escape key, and it will put the shot in your browser and will increment the name here. The first shot was called Shot 1, and it'll call the next one Shot 2. So that's one way to capture, and this is the rough and ready, dirty way to capture. You can also mark in and out points and capture individual clips. So for instance, I could mark an in point here. I can press the I key to mark an in point. Play forward, just press the space bar to play. Or fast forward if you want. You can see the timecode number going up here. I'll just stop that. Mark an out point. And make sure that the shot has a name. Click on Clip. It'll come up to confirm that's the name of the clip. Click OK, and we'll seize control of the camera and go and capture that one clip. So it goes through the queuing process. You can see at the bottom of the window there it says queuing source material, and then it starts capturing, and it will capture between the marked in and out points. If at any point you want to abort the capture, just press the Escape key, and it will have aborted the capture. Click OK. Notice that it has appeared in the browser here with a red line through it. That's because the clip wasn't captured. That's the other way to capture, which is basically to log your clips first. So I'll play this clip, mark an in point, mark an out point, and click on the Log Clip button or press the keyboard shortcut F2. That will put the clip here into the browser, but it will put it in as an offline clip ready to be captured. A new in point is automatically marked here on the end of the previous shot. I will mark a new out point with the O key and press F2, brings up the dialog. Again, click OK, and I'll just do one more. In point has already been set. Hit the O key to mark the out point, F2, confirm the name, click OK, and I'll just stop playback here. I'm not going to capture that first shot. I'm just going to select it and delete it from my browser with the Delete key. I'll select these three shots which I want to capture, and this is the final process in the log and capture function. Is after you've logged your clips, you click on the batch button, or if this window is not open, you can simply go up to the File, Batch Capture, which will bring up this window and let you set off the capture. I just want to capture the selected items in the logging bin using these settings. Down here at the bottom it tells you how much disk space is needed and how much disk space you have available. Click on OK. It confirms that the correct tape is in the machine and that it's ready to capture. Click Continue. and it will seize control of the camera or deck and rewind to the head and start capturing. Once the process is done, you get the dialog here, tell you you're finished. Click on Finished, and the shots will be relinked here in the browser, and you're ready to start editing. Before you do anything else, though, you should close the log and capture window. So that's one way to ingest. The other way is to use the log and transfer function, and this is used for tapeless media, P2 media, or media that's AVC HD media that's on an SDHC card. Just go up to the File menu and go to Log and Transfer, or Command-Shift-8. And it brings up this dialog. Normally, if you have a camera attached, it will detect the camera and populate this window here with your clips. In this case, we don't have a camera attached, but we can add a volume by clicking on this little button and going to find that volume. It's in your Projects and Media folder. There is another folder called Media. Inside Media is a folder called AVCHD. Just select that folder. Do not drill down inside it. Just select the top level of that folder, click Open, and it will detect the shots and populate the window with the shots that you have here. You can scrub through your shots. If you mouse down in this area, you can scrub through it. You can play this. You can use the space bar to play. If you don't want the entire shot, you can mark in and out points just as you did when you were logging. Mark an in point with the I key, mark an out point with the O key, and you can rename it. You can change the real number here. This is AVCHD material, and these cameras just tend to call your shots clip 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you want to call it something useful like Stone Lantern, you can give it a name, and that name will be assigned to your media file on your hard drive. When you're ready to capture it, you can click on the Add Clip to Queue button, click there, and it will immediately start ingesting it. It's converting it to whatever format you selected. It defaults to converting to ProRes. In this Preferences button, this little gear button up here, go down to Preferences. You can set what format it will convert to. Normally it converts to ProRes, but you can select HQ or Lite or Proxy in here, or even the Apple Intermediate Codec should you wish. Click OK. And you notice a little icon here that indicates that you've only ingested part of the clip. Let's look at another clip here. You can play the clip with the J, K, and L keys. The L key will play forward. The K key will pause. So you can scrub your media here as we did before. And if you want the whole clip, just click on the Add Clip button. I'm going to rename it though first. I'll call it Waterfall. And I'm going to click on this little button here. This is the Q toggle state button, or the toggle Q state button. Click on that. When I add this clip to the queue, it just sits there. It doesn't start ingesting until I click on this little button again. That way I can add clips in here, have a look at the next clip, and maybe I'll put that one in there as well. I can put the clip here, look at the next one. Yeah, I'll have this one as well, put that in there. I can name the clips in here as well. So I can select the clip, go inside here, call this Bridge, call this Bridge Railing. And if I don't want one of these clips, before I ingest it, I can just select it and remove it from the queue by deleting it. But once you're ready to ingest, just click on the toggle clip button here, and it will start sucking them into your computer and converting them to ProRes. And when it's finished, these clips will appear in your browser. Notice also at the bottom this button here for automatic transfer. If you connect up a camera and you click on the automatic transfer button, it will just start sucking in whatever's on the camera. So that's kind of handy. Close up the window, and here are the shots here. There are Waterfall, Stone Lantern, Ridge Railing, but I misnamed that. I'll just rename that here in the browser. If I change the name of this clip here in the browser to Bridge Railing, it does not change the name of the clip on the hard drive. The name of the clip on the hard drive is still Bridge Railing, but I can change that by right-clicking on this, go down to Rename, and down here where it says Clip to Match File, I can go to File to Match Clip. I will change the name of the clip on the hard drive to Bridge Railing, which is what I want it to be. This is a destructive function. If anybody else is using this piece of media, their media will go offline because the QuickTime file is being renamed. But in this instance, I can do that. So that's really how you ingest material into Final Cut Pro. The two basic ways, capturing and transferring.